Hello everybody, it's John here. It's a little windy today, so I don't know how this is going to take, but 3 weeks ago I put a swarm in here on March the 24th here in southern Illinois, and after about I think it was 7 days, I opened it up and I had a terrible issue of cross combing. Normally I run bars like this in all my top bar hives with a tongue down here on just a regular 17-inch by 1.5-inch frame, top bar frame. And I've always had pretty good luck with this. The only issues can be sometimes early when you install a swarm. You do have to stay with them every couple days just to make sure they're building straight. And if they do, you can manipulate the wax a little bit and straighten it up. So this is what I've used for 6 years. And really the only trouble, never have any problems down in the brood area. It seems to always be more towards the honey end when they start making such thick honeycomb, and it seems like they sometimes will try to curve it. So this year I installed a swarm in here. After 7 days I came in and there was about 4 started combs that were all cross-combed terribly right by the entrance. And I think the reason was because last summer I made a few of these style bars with the dowel in, a 1/4-inch dowel, and I added it to the existing bars just to give a little more support at the honey end for the frames of honey when they get so heavy. So what I did in this box, at the beginning of the year, I put every one of my bars was in with the dowel rod. And what I think happened was the bees, it somehow messed their judgment up of comb building, and all these combs did have good wax onto the tongues where I've had comb before. So for some reason they tried to build comb in between these and they didn't want to attach to the bars. And a few of the bars I had not had any wax on, so that could have been part of the issue. So what I had to go in and do then is come in and I put some frames of brood and honey from some other top bars I have, and I restarted really basically all over again, and I started checkerboarding. And when it came to the brood, I didn't worry about it because most of it was capped, and it was warmer, a little warmer temperatures then too. So I kind of checkerboarded it, and I put, I think, 3 or 4 frames of brood, honey, and comb in here, and checkerboarded it just so that they would start building straight in between them, straight bars of wax. So I've been helping a gentleman with some new hives. Last year he had a lot of cross combing issues, and we ended up putting some plastic foundation about 1 inch or so sticking out here, and made grooves in the top bars, and they've really done good about taking off of this, especially if you wax it good. So in the future here, my plan is I have made some of these, and I will alternate them at the very beginning when I'm building comb, and then maybe try to keep them from doing that cross combing. I could do a little alternating bars like this, even with the old original bar. So what I want to do quickly here is kind of just go through it. They have made, I believe, hang on. They've almost made 12 bars of comb in 3 weeks. That's when well actually, they've done that in 2 weeks because I added 4 to it. So they've made about 8 frames of honeycomb and pollen and brood in 2 weeks. They've done really good. It was a pretty good sized swarm, and they've really taken off good and adapted well. So what I want to do here is just take a few of the frames out and show you what they ended up doing. This is one that I put in that had the regular style, and it's full of drone brood right now and honey. It's pretty heavy. It's at the very end by the hole. And here was one of the new dowel rods I put in. It's funny, they are attaching wax well to them, but it seems like on most of them, they're leaving this little walkway hole through there. On about 3 of them, that was that way, and so the rest of them, when they got down to the honey end, they go ahead and seal it totally across. But here's a brand new frame of wax that they built, and they've done that in the last 2 weeks, and it's got brood on it. Brood, mostly brood, and no, I don't see any drone brood on that one. So, and for some strange reason, they've made a queen cup here too. I don't know why. They're opening up with a brand new swarm in a hive here. The queen really seems to be laying really well. Here's another one. They've made all new in the last 2 weeks. And as you can see there, again, they've got a little tiny hole walkway through them. This one is full of a little bit of drone brood here, and then the rest of it's regular brood. The queen seems to be laying really well. There's a good 5 or 6 bars of brood. It's always a mystery why they would make some queen cells, queen cups. Here's one of the frames I've added that came from the old hive. It had a nice, good form, so it was easy to help the bees keep the first few straight here. Here again is just another regular, the regular tongue on the top bar, totally full of brood. Beautiful. Love to see the queen here. I know she's here. Nice little brood frame. And again, with these tongue style in the brood, I've never had trouble with them breaking. You know, the brood frames the wax toughens up pretty quick from all the use, so you really never have any issues with it. And like I say, most of the time, they build it straight. So you see, it's possible. If you do have a few issues with cross combing in your top bar hive, it's easy fixable. But it is something that you do need to stay on top of, especially as a new swarm's installed and they're taking off. After that, as they're building, if it still keeps looking good, you can always checkerboard an empty bar in between 2 nice ones as they're filling it out. The bees do great making wax and filling it out here the first few months of spring, and then as summer goes on, they pretty well drop off and don't make much new comb. So you want to have them draw out as much as you can and as straight as you can early in the spring season here. I think this hive's going to do good. It's been a strong hive, and I think she might actually make a little bit of honey this summer here. So please continue watching. I always thank you, and may God bless you, and have a beautiful day.